All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me this morning, actually, well, morning my time, anyways, author and the host of the YouTube channel, The Real Life of Joe, Joniece Jackson. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going
Everything's
well.
good.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah,
You hit me up on on Instagram and I was like all about it. So I like the channel and we'll get into some music talk and just chill, It's good.
yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
So first off, talk about your like journey creatively, like with the book and obviously the channel.
Woo, it's been a long journey. I published my book, The Hidden Goddess with a Twisted Mind, in 2017. And around that time, that's when I started my first YouTube channel. And originally it didn't start with music. It started with just books because I read a lot of books, and I was like, okay, well, let's have like book reviews, but it's just too much to keep up with, and I felt like music was simpler. And then back then I thought I could be a rapper, but I couldn't. I was like,
I
okay, I'll just
mean,
do rap things.
that's funny. I know about music actually because I would say I don't know the percentage, but a good amount of my guests are musicians because you get in with these agencies, at least I do, and I don't know if you're familiar with, you know, a lot of these artists like intentions obviously with media and everything, but they want anything. Like if it can be a no name in their eyes podcast, and
Yeah.
they'll do it because they'll grasp for any attention, not in a condescending way. It's just it is what it
Well,
is.
oh, you never know who's listening, you never know who's watching. So, but
Especially in the social media
absolutely.
age. So what's your thoughts on all that, on all these artists now coming out
I
like
mean,
out of
it
the out of the woodwork, I mean?
I wouldn't even say out of the woodwork. I mean, everybody has a dream to be, no, I wouldn't say that. I can't say everybody has a dream to be rich and famous, but everybody has a dream they want to fulfill in life. So you do what it takes to get there, I guess. But it is
Yeah.
a lot of artists up now out now. I'm hoping for the music industry is for it to be not as watered down as it is. So from the artists that I've been listening to on my show anyway, I love how a lot of people is finding their own sound and their own way to get their message across instead of being so cookie cutter now. So
Mm.
I am enjoying that transition in the music. So
Yeah, we'll talk about when you opened the channel or started.
um so it was about what, 5 years ago. 5 years ago, originally had started like doing like music reviews, and like I've always followed like underground artists and things because whatever city I live in at the time, I go to open mics and talent showcases, and I connect with all these artists.
Hmm.
But I started back about 5 years ago, 20, no, no, something, 20, it has to be 2019. I think it was 2019.
So
That's when I
like
first
just
moved to Ohio.
like right during the pandemic, kind
Yeah,
of.
yes, that's when the actual music review started. We got right when the pandemic happened. And I had to take a break for a while. But I just started getting back into it back in April.
Hmm.
Um,
Where are you from originally?
Everywhere. Just kidding. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
I was born and raised there. Then I lived in
Yeah.
Virginia for a couple years, Los Angeles for a couple years, and now I'm in
Yeah,
Ohio.
I was in Virginia for 3 years, and I have quite a few DMV guests on. So
That's
what's one
awesome.
more, right?
Right, right. Man, I miss Virginia Beach. I do miss Virginia
Oh,
Beach.
I partied. I got a good party story over there. I partied one
Really.
weekend up there. Yeah. How's life in Baltimore? Crazy?
um, yeah, I mean, but it everywhere is crazy. So from what I've seen, from what I've seen, everywhere is crazy. So
Yeah, yeah. You talked about some underground musicians. Any particular artists that you know that stood out to you when you reviewed their music, or what's the song that you were like, oh, I don't know about this, and then like after you finished,
who
listening, you were like, oh, that shit's fire.
oh I had a couple of them like that. That's tough. That's tough. I had a couple of them like that, especially this season. Especially this season. But that's tough. That's a tough question. because I love like this season. I had some great artists this season, so it's
We can get back to it at another time, you
yeah,
know.
we'll come back to that.
Yeah. Who's your inspirations musically, or as any authors or whatever? Who's like your inspirations through both platforms?
As far as like as I publish
Yeah,
stuff or like
is there any like publisher, or is there any like musician or artist or
that inspire.
entertainer?
I would say my most like where my inspiration comes from is definitely Maya Angelou because she wasn't just like a poet. She had her hands in a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she had audiobooks. She was narrator. She acted. She produced music also. So I
Really?
think
I didn't know that.
yes, she had her hands in a lot of things. She wasn't just a poet. I mean, she know that's what she's known for, but she had her hands in a lot of different things, and I think that's
Yeah.
what I aspire most about.
Yeah, definitely a legend. That's for sure.
Yeah.
How long did the book take to write? Was this like a long journey in its own right?
Let's see. So it's a collection of my poetry that I've been writing since I was 12. So it did take a long time to go through everything and then rewrite some things because as you grow as a writer, you just like, oh, I don't like how that sounds. Let's change this and change that. So it probably took about like 6 months to a year to get everything organized to how I want it to be. And then as far as publishing, maybe another 6 months on top of that, trying to figure out copyright issues, book covers,
I mean,
marketing,
I don't know
everything in
anything about
between.
that, but I hear stories,
Yeah,
Joniece.
it's a lot. It's a lot, but overall,
More
let's say
good
a year,
than
two
bad,
years.
right? More good than bad stories.
It depends, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll move on.
okay.
Where can people find the book?
It's available on website sorry, on my personal website and also on Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my website is ClatcherProductionsLLC.com.
Yes. Now let's dive more into the channel.
Okay.
Over 3,000 subscribers. How'd you get traction, and talk about like the
Direct
background of
marketing.
that? Huh?
Direct marketing. So once you add in direct
Like you
marketing, that's
did,
literally
did you do what, like you message people like you like podcasts, like this
yes.
podcast?
Individually talking to people. Like I literally set time apart to talk to people. And the more DMs and people you're talking to one-on-one, the more subscribers
Yeah.
you end up getting. Not necessarily every single one is going to subscribe to you, but they'll share, they'll drop
But
comments, like word of mouth.
you have a great personality, and let's be honest, I'm
Oh,
not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be rude to other people that try stuff.
mhm.
But would you agree that personality and entertainment value, like you can't just message somebody and then when they check out your profile, you got like, you know,
Absolutely.
um, garbage, or like 50 followers and shit. You
Absolutely.
have to have you know, some background in entertainment or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, well, I have 10 years of customer service experience. So when you throw that in there too, it's like you know how to deal with
Throw it in
um,
a big pot and
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I have customer service experience as well. I went to school for communication, so this podcast is kind of just like something. I actually had a co-host back in the day,
mhm.
and then yeah, it didn't work out, and I just interview people. You're I don't know exactly how many artists I've interviewed, but I know it's over 100.
Yeah. Wow, that's
And
amazing.
yeah, it's pretty cool because, like I said before, these agencies and a lot of these musicians,
Mhm.
LA, Nashville, DMV, they all general. Every once in a while, I'll interview somebody from like a different state just to get some more like eclectic, like, oh yeah, this person
Yeah.
from, like, I think I interviewed somebody from like the craziest state I've ever interviewed someone from, as far
Uh,
as not the norm. I interviewed somebody from, now it's blanking me. I think it was Montana.
ooh, that's
I
random.
think
That's
Grizzly is his name. So if he listen, he won't. But if he listens to the podcast, my bad, bro. But I think it was Montana. And a lot of these artists, I'm getting more and more like people with like a good following. I
Mhm.
wouldn't say like, you know, people that you can listen to on the radio like ASAP, but people that are like touring and stuff, like when I
Yeah,
first started,
still pulling
I
weight.
was like anybody, like any independent that has like 30 followers, like come on the podcast. But now I'm kind of, not that I have a standard, but you know what I'm trying to, and that comes with anything
Yeah.
in life. Like the more you do it, the more your reputation, and I feel like the
Your value
reputation.
increases as you go, so you
Yeah, like
can't.
when you hit me up, I
Mhm.
was all about it. I'm like, oh, I one look at your channel and I was like, I was impressed. So
Thank you.
kudos to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
What's the hardest part about maintaining it though? There's one thing in getting the subscribers, and then they're one click away from not being one anymore. So what's the key to maintaining your success, obviously, as you have?
Well, living by a calendar for sure, like having a social media calendar and setting up allotted time to do certain things, because it's just me. So you gotta balance like everything at once. So
It's
I'll
just
say,
me too.
yeah. So you already know
So
you stay just
that's
staying
that's why that's why
organized
when
and
I checked your channel out, I was like, yeah, we have a lot in common. We're
yeah,
both
it's
we're both grinding.
yeah. So staying organized, and then you have to like time management is definitely a huge thing too, because outside of this, I have a real job too. Like this is like my hobby, my fun thing to do. I'm
Me
not
too.
doing this like as a job. I'm doing this because I genuinely love music. I love hearing artists, and why not help the
Mhm.
next person? But yeah, you got to live by a calendar and have great time management
Do you,
to
do
keep
you
it together.
interview guests, or is it just
I haven't
reviews? Or
started interviewing yet because I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes as far as like I guess video production. I'm like I guess, yeah, I think that's the right term for it. I just be doing things. I love like editing videos too. So
mm-hmm,
I'm doing a lot of that for artists now, like showing for their shows and stuff like that. But I haven't
mm-hmm.
done actual interviews, not yet anyway.
Not not yet. Not
Hmm.
yet. But you're doing this interview, which I appreciate. I
Yes, yes.
appreciate.
In my first interview. So like
Yeah,
yeah.
I've gotten that. I've gotten that quite a bit lately. I think you're the third in a row that it's their first time on the podcast, and that's another thing why I like doing it, because not that I aim for that, but it's a nice added bonus. Is like, because when I first started podcasting, I felt like it was hard for me to get guests, and I was
Mhm.
like, you know what I mean. So I'm trying not to be like empathetic, but I want to be that platform for people. So it's kind of
Yeah.
my goal, but at the same time, sometimes it just happens
Yeah. That's
too.
awesome though. You're doing a
Yeah,
great
because
job.
I appreciate that. I'm pretty chill. Like,
Yeah,
everyone
the
has
way you talk to your guests. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no,
I
go
love the way
ahead.
how you talk to your guests, because I did skim through some of your prior episodes, and you have a very
Yeah.
natural way of talking to people. So you're
Yeah,
doing great.
my personality, Joniece, it can get crazy. It depends on. I'm breaking my episode alcohol streak because it's 11 a.m. my time, so this is coffee. And
Oh,
I have a
funny.
cat, so she's
Oh.
somewhere. So my mom got me this cat dad cup. I'm like, don't know where to put it half the time, but you know,
That's cute.
I keep it handy. Yeah, she's like a 10-month-old, my cat.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
she's
cute.
somewhere around here. Yeah, her name's Jenna. You know what's
Oh.
funny? I named her just off the whim, It's just like people were like giving me all these crazy names, and I'm like, just Jenna, old school, you
Oh.
know. I'm pretty laid back when it comes to stuff like that. People get
Yeah.
all into names and big deal. Do you have any pets?
No, I don't. I wish I
Not
did.
yet. That's
Not
another
yet.
not
Not
yet thing.
yet. Not yet. I used to have a dog. He was a Pomeranian beagle, and his name was Peanut. He was just the
Peanut? Now
sweet.
that's
Yes.
awesome. Now that's
Yes.
awesome.
He was just the sweetest little
Uh
thing. Like, I miss him.
what what kind of music is like your go-to? Like, do you have like someone that's on repeat on your Spotify or wherever you listen to? Like, who's your jam right now?
Right now, I've been listening. I found this one artist. His name is Fora. I wouldn't say he's mainstream because I don't you don't hear him on the radio very often.
But he's
And I
kind
just
of mainstream.
he's up there. He's definitely up there. But I've been listening to him lately because he had a new album to come out, and I'm still like, I have to submerge myself in an album for like like a month or two, so I
Hmm.
can feel it. But I've been listening to him lately, and then
Wait, so
he's still.
I actually thought the baby was like that, and then I realized that he's like
Oh,
mega
this.
star. You know
Oh,
the
the
artist?
baby. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought production,
Yeah.
Joniece. You know about post production.
What like
How hard? No,
recording
like
it and
your
then edit?
videos and editing and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
How
yeah, yeah.
talk about that? Like, how hard is that with, because you have a lot of content, right?
Yeah, yeah, especially this season. But
And being by yourself, it's like it's got to be kind of hard, right?
absolutely, I have to save it, reserve it for my days off from a full-time job because I like adding transitions and like post here, make sure I have the artist informations in there. So it takes between 8 to 14 hours, depending how into it and good I want it to be.
Hmm. So what's the hardest part about it though? Like the whole thing, not just, is there something that
I would
stands out as the
say
hardest part?
I think the hardest part is definitely consistency, at least for me, because sometimes you get, you're posting every day on different platforms and talking to all these people. And then sometimes you have that, or maybe it's just me. Sometimes you have that little bit of doubt and to be like, oh,
It's
maybe I'm
me
just
too.
wasting my time. Maybe, yeah, thoughts like that. And then, when you come across like with other people that's doing the same thing as you, get that little spark of inspiration, like I can do this too. I don't have to quit. I think that's the hardest thing, consistency and trying not to give up.
Podcasting is so tough. There's like
Mhm.
2 million, and getting subscribers
It's so many
is
noise,
hard.
and you have to exactly. And you
Like
start
my
to
down
understand why big corporations pay so much money for our attention. But that's a whole other
Yeah,
conversation.
if I get 50 downloads, audio downloads an episode,
Mhm.
I that's a good episode for me. I usually have around like 40 or something, or 30 audio, and then the rest
Yeah,
are video. So I usually get like 100 downloads an episode, like if you include everything.
yeah.
And then I'm jealous of these podcasters that can just get like a grand.
Traction, just like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's hard out here, Joniece. And now this Threads,
how do you feel about that? How do you feel
I
about Thread
added
so
you, I
far?
think, because I just added a bunch of people. I was talking to this. I had a guest last night actually,
Mhm.
Grimsley, and we were talking about it, and felt like half the world was migrating together last
It-
night.
yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. I think
Like, you know, like the adult population,
of course.
or
I think the whole
some of
point.
these states are banning social media for minors, and I'm like, man, if they did that when I was a kid, oh
Oh my
my
God.
god. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was on those websites, and now, but society grows, not trying to be corny, but you live and you learn, and people realize that social media can be dangerous. And in the,
Oh,
oh, pardon me, my words,
absolutely.
in the wrong hands.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with that more. But
Um, what's your thought on the social media era? Do you think that what's some pros and cons to it that you think?
oh, the pros is definitely that we get a lot of information faster, especially when it comes to like politics things. We get information faster. But negatively, if not monitored the correct way, especially if you're, like a child or in adolescence, or your brain's not fully developed until the age of 25 anyway. I feel like it can definitely adjust. I mean, how can I say this? If you don't have the proper guidance in your own social media growing up, it can definitely not say change who you are, but impact the type of things you intake in how you see the world. Um, it's a lot of factors. I would say is definitely a lot of factors, but it's also resourceful if you know how to use it properly. I say for me, I see it as a big cafeteria. Like I see social media as everyone is stuck in their
Not
17-year own self, pretend like,
Yeah, I was about
you
to
know.
say, you read my mind. I was gonna say, are we talking about the high school cafeteria or
Yes, that's
middle
yes.
school or what?
Social media is a big high school because even the
Oh,
adults act the same person who they were.
I'm glad you didn't say college, Joniece, because colleges have cafeterias too.
I, I mean, barely, but with college, it depends. It depends how hard you party in college if you can remember
Well, the
it.
college I went to had like had tenants in there, like fast food restaurants.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I went to a big school.
Really?
Yeah, I went to UCF in Orlando.
Oh,
That's
so
where
you see, that's
I'm
how
from.
weird. Oh,
No, UCF, Orlando, like where
Orlando.
Disney is. You know
Oh,
where,
that's cool.
have you been
Yeah.
to Disney?
I have. I've
Yeah,
had. It's
so
been 2 years.
you know about Mickey Mouse and
Yeah, of course.
all them. Let's speaking of Mickey Mouse,
Mm.
not directly speaking, but what kind of TV are you into? Like shows?
Okay, funny thing about that, I don't really watch TV, but like my comfort shows like The Office and Parks and Recreations, like I'll watch those or True Blood and
You'll binge,
yeah, I'll binge watch
binge.
shows I watched years ago, but I don't watch TV now. Like I haven't in a couple last couple of years. I might like try to watch a Netflix
You're
thing
not
if it's
missing
trending.
much. These Netflix, a lot of these providers, are going by the ways like cable and
For real.
now it's funny. My brother, he has so many subscriptions to shit that he lost track, and I'm like, oh, you can just bum my Paramount Plus.
All right,
I'm
sharing is
like,
caring. Oh, I hate how Netflix did that password thing.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nah.
I'm bumming his Netflix, so I think I'm getting the leverage there
Good.
in
Don't
the
log
trade off.
out. Don't log out. They lock you out now.
Oh yeah, for real.
Mhm. Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're not in the same household, they'll lock you out.
Hmm. Um, Talked about the hardest part. What's the best part? Like, what keeps you going doing this stuff?
When I find a good song, for sure. Like when I actually like when I'm recording and listening to the song, and if it's a great song, it just makes my whole week because then I can have it on repeat, and that's not bread and butter. That's the best part. Is when I find a good song.
What about recently? Is there a song recently that sticks out, kind of?
I would love to say like the artist I had I think it was 2 episodes ago. His name was Trey Howe, and he's a artist out here in Cincinnati. I loved his singing. Like I know his song was When Doves Cry, and I know it was like a remake, no, like a cover of to Prince's song when
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
I fell in love with his voice. When he hit that note, it was just so beautiful. And I
I'll
love
have to check
music
it
that
out.
like,
I'll have to check it out.
yeah, a voice that can make you melt. That's my type of music.
Yeah, that was a tough loss. I
Mhm.
remember going to a club that night and I had the DJ play Purple Rain.
Oh.
Kind of as like, you know what I mean? And it's not really a club song, but I didn't care. I didn't care.
Right, you gotta show respect.
Mad respect. Legend, definitely. Or legend
Mhm.
there. What's some what's some of your goals coming up soon? Like, do you have um anything different planned or another book or
I know when I'm finished with this season of the Real Life of Joe YouTube channel, I'm going to get back into
mm-hmm.
performing.
Which
So
they should subscribe right now after wait until after you finish this.
yeah.
But and then subscribe.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah, yeah. So after this season, I'm just gonna get back into performing and writing poetry again for a while because I got a lot of traveling coming up, so I won't be able to be recording and posting on YouTube for a while.
I never been to Cincinnati's airport. It's gotta be crazy, huh?
No, it's actually small. It's very tiny.
Yeah,
Very
is
tiny.
it? Is it?
Yeah, very
Even
tiny.
during football season, Joe? With the
That
Bengals and
mm, that I'm not 100% sure.
are you not a you're not a sports
No,
person?
not a sports person. I'm sorry. Like
Well,
I'm a snack person, so anything
you're not
good.
missing out half the time. Half the sports are boring.
Oh yeah, I'm just in it for the snacks. Give me the buffalo chicken
Oh,
dips, Miracle.
so you do go to the Super Bowl party.
Yeah, I'm here for the
You just go
snacks.
for the food. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You'll bring like a dip or bean dip or something or
Yeah, 3 cheese layer dip, taco dip. Yup.
try the next time try the salsa verde. Have you had one of those? Have you had that? The
Salsa
green?
verde. Ooh,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
yes. I
sometimes
love.
they make the salsa verde. I think they have Doritos, but I
What?
think or it's salsa. I don't know. Someone's gonna correct me. But salsa verde, people know what I'm talking about that have had it. It's good. It's spicy, but it's not like
Burn your
spicy.
mouth off, spicy.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just enough.
I can do that. I can handle
Yeah,
that.
yeah. All right. Anything on your mind? Anything you want to talk about? Platform's yours. Anything we haven't discussed yet?
Ooh, no pressure. What's your favorite thing about doing your podcast, or what inspired you?
Well, growing up.
I'm sure your listeners already know the story, but I want to know the story.
All right, well, I kind of already talked about it. I had a co-host, and we just clashed. Like, he's from New York, and some New Yorkers I like, but some New Yorkers I don't like, and
Mm.
we had different vision. And I was like, I got most of my downloads, or most of our downloads were interviews, so I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna turn it into an interview show. And kind of like what I said earlier about giving platforms to people, that's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
And it's just fun. Like, I I know I don't come across as boring, but in real life I am kind of boring. So this gives me an outlet to not be boring.
Nah,
You
I
don't
don't feel
believe
that.
that. You don't believe
I
that,
did
do
not say no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I have an extrovert personality, and this gives me a platform to show it. So that's
Good.
kind of why. It's kind of a multitude of reasons. And it gets me, and in a weird way, it kind of like when multiple guests connect with each other. Like, let's say
Mhm.
I interviewed Freestyle, and then Freestyle listens to one of my interviews with Ari Vox, and
Mhm.
then they end up connecting and
It's
doing a
like a spider
song or something.
web.
Or I guess it was
Yeah.
Synthador. But anyways, I've had, like I said, I've had so many guests. Not trying to do that, but it is what it is. It's facts,
Yeah.
as the kids say, facts, as the kids say.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
I
feel
don't
that.
know. I'm not in tune with all the lingo. Like,
It changes every week.
yeah, like
It changes.
I'm a 90s, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Another
All the lingo now are like what? What does that mean?
power of
Like
social media and changes all the time.
I'm like he's cooking. Someone said he's cooking, and like it was like doing good or something.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, "Huh?" Like, I know what cooking means, but like, I mean, like, by like scrambled eggs. I cook
Yeah.
scrambled eggs, not the cooking that he's talking about.
Right. Right.
Any of the mainstream artists that I know, we talked a little bit about the mainstream, but like,
Right.
let's say any like legend that you still listen to.
Of course, I'm gonna say Little Wayne. I'm so sorry.
Is he your greatest of all time,
I'm sorry. He
Joniece?
is. He is. He is. That
Okay.
man is a legend. It's him and Eminem. I would say those two are definitely
Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers,
the real Slim Shady. Like, those
cleaning
two
out
are
my
the best
closet. Yeah.
rappers.
Yeah.
Those are the best
Lil
rappers,
Wayne,
artistically, lyrically.
I used to listen to Millie on repeat. Just
Really?
A
A
Millie, a
really.
Millie.
Oh, that was such a good
That was
song.
that was my jam back in the day.
True, it still is for me.
And you can tell with a lot of these artists that when they get featured on stuff, you can tell the respect some of these people have, up and coming artists. That's one thing I'll give credit for. I know it's always been like that, but I feel like nowadays, and you would speak on this more than me because you listen to the new stuff and probably have checked out interviews from certain
Yeah.
artists. Do you feel like they're more respectful to the older generation, or am I off base?
I feel like they are respectful to the older generation, but I feel like the older generations or the mainstream artists that are picking up the upcoming artists, I feel like they're only picking up the ones that are popular and has traction so they can get sales for themselves. I don't necessarily
Oh,
believe this.
so clout.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like when I saw the Taylor Swift thing and Ice Spice, you can even tell from their performance that it wasn't a genuine collaboration. It was because of numbers and popularity.
Mm.
But I
But then
digress.
I listened to some songs that these big time artists, I mean, I think they're doing it for themselves, but they'll go on a song from a complete no name. It's like a one hit wonder, and they'll go on a track with, I forgot what it's called, Peru, not Peru, Party Girl. Have you heard that
Mhm.
one?
I don't think so, no.
Lil Uzi went on it, and and I'm like, songs like that, so they do help out because they don't have to go on these songs.
Right, absolutely. Now, so when I say when they go for like the no-name ones, I mean, like I said, a good song is a good song, a good part is a good part for sure. But there are other situations, just like that
Mm-hmm.
artist is trash, but you're using because they're trending right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when you follow trends, the longevity of your career, I don't think will last that long.
All right, well, let's metaphorically or think about 2028. What do you see yourself
Oh,
doing in 5 years, Joniece?
well, if I live that long,
I mean, the way society's going with all this shit, debt ceiling, I mean, I can go on.
right, with the Canada fires and then the ozone layer, who knows? So don't let me get on a
And
submarine now.
Canada and cannabis and cannabis being legal everywhere, and
Oh
who
yeah, I
knows?
noticed
Who
that
knows?
too. Yeah, who
But
knows?
no, but in seriously, what do you see yourself doing? Like expanding the show?
Um, honestly, I just want to continue just doing what I love. That's it. I'm not in it for like any numbers. I'm not in it for the money or anything like that. I already worked hard
The
for my.
numbers are following you,
I
Joe.
know it is. It is. Like I said, I try to ignore it because it's harder to get, genuine friends. But I just want to do what I love. As long as I'm doing that, traveling and getting good music, I'm happy.
Yeah. All right. Where can people find you on social media?
Oh, they can find me at Joe Baby Joe. That's
I
JoBabyEjo.
like that name. That's one of that's one of the best ones I've seen in a while.
Thanks. It's all my personalities put into one. I'm joking.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
my personalities are in this podcast name. I'm both sensible and cynical.
I feel it. I
I'm
like it
both
a
of them.
lot.
I'm both of them.
I like it.
But I'm sensibly cynical more than just sensible. Does that make sense? Or am I, because you can be cynical, but you got to be smart about it. You can't just like, you know, hate on everything. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fair.
you can, but
But
you're
then
gonna
you,
rub people the wrong way.
yeah, it's not gonna be a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Last question I got for you.
Yes, sir.
How long, like how long in the pipeline do you have these videos like playing the review? Is it like on the whim, or is it very?
No, people artists sign up on my website,
I
clashproductions.com. And
nice.
when
I'm
when
sorry, I
artists
don't know why that made me. It's the coffee. It's the coffee.
it's okay. But
This is cup number 3. So
already?
yeah.
Oh man.
I'm a self-proclaimed caffeine addict.
That's
5 hour
not
energies, Starbucks, triple shots,
oh that
all
well,
that shit.
that's
Anyways,
awesome. But no, it's artists that sign up through my website, and I just go down a list. I just go down a list. That's pretty much it. I am pretty booked. I did pause it for a second while I'm going while I take this recession or break or whatever. I have to go through all of them again and communicate with these artists. But yeah, it's all through the website, and I go down the line. I don't specifically pick or find anyone. It's whoever wants to join in.
all right, Joniece, this was awesome.
It
Thank you
was.
so much for doing this.
It's my pleasure. This was fun. I enjoy talking to you.
We'll have to stay in contact. Whenever you want to come back on, it's an open invite.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'll be talking to
And
you.
you have a blessed day, and
Thank you.
take it easy, okay?
Thank you. You do the
All
same.
right, have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.